And welcome into another edition of the Buccaneer Blitz. I am your host, JP Peterson. Been covering the Buccaneers for 28 years. We are brought to you by the great folks at Genesis of Tampa. They're having a big grand opening this weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. They are just off of 275 on Bears. So head on over there on Saturday. They're going to be having a lot of USF players over there signing autographs for the big football watch over there. They have all the TVs on. And yes, you can test drive some of the great Genesis cars. Absolutely fantastic. But USF players are going to be over there signing autographs. Nico Grammatica and a bunch of other guys. Mac Harris is going to be there. Chase Nimrod, some of the older guys. Leroy Selman Jr. are going to be there on Saturday as well. And Matt Grothe. So head on over to Genesis of Tampa for their big grand opening this weekend, and also test drive some of those fantastic Genesis cars. Great value, great luxury, great technology. Genesis of Tampa. And don't go uncovered.com. It is that time of year to re-up your health insurance, open enrollment time. So if you're looking to maybe save some money on your health insurance, the folks at don't go uncovered.com can get you right. They'll do all the work, search all the best plans, and get you perhaps a subsidy that will help you. Don't go uncovered.com. All right, let's get into it as the Bucs head to Seattle this weekend. And no, the game will not be changed because of Mariners baseball. It's a 4:00 start on CBS. 44.5 points as the over-under on this one, and Seattle is favored by 3 points. Now, tell you a little bit about the Seahawks. They lost their opener to San Francisco 17-13, but since then they've ripped off 3 straight wins. Mike McDonald's club beat Pittsburgh, probably their best performance, 31-17, smoked the Saints, scoring 44 points in that game, and then beat Arizona 23-20 on last Thursday night. So the Seahawks will have a little extra time to get ready for this one and kind of heal up. They're in pretty good shape as far as injury goes. The Bucs are not. We'll get to that in just a little bit. Seattle, of course, Sam Darnold is the starter. Great kind of juxtaposition between Baker Mayfield and Sam Darnold, who were together in Carolina while they were still searching to find a quarterback there. They had 2 really good ones, but it was a disaster. I even asked Baker this week, hey, do you remember the great days of the Carolina days? He's like, no. Tongue in cheek, of course. But yeah, so now they have both found success in other areas. Of course, Sam playing at Minnesota last year, having a career year, moving on to Seattle for the first time this year. And he's got Seattle's offense humming. He's completing 71% of his passes. Jackson Smith and Jigba is having a fantastic season. He is a tough cover, no question about it. Has 26 catches for 402 yards. He's led them in receiving every single game. So the passing game is good. 5 touchdowns, 2 interceptions for Sam Darnold. Kenneth Walker III is a legit running back. Had some huge games this year because he's on my fantasy team. I would know that. He's backed up by Charbonneau, who's another tough runner as well. It's a very physical running game that Seattle brings to the table. Now, Mike McDonald's defense, he's a defensive guy, has been really good as well. They stopped the run well. They already have 7 interceptions on the season. The Bucs had 7 all of last season, so they got some ball hawks back there. Baker was a little loose with the football this past week. Obviously threw that key interception down on the goal line. He's got to be better this week and take care of the football, no question about it. And defensively, they are very good up front with Leonard Williams and Byron Murphy, the second. Those are 2 tough guys inside. They've got some nice guys coming off the edge. So the Seattle defense is for real. So let's look at the Buccaneers now. And as of Wednesday, the taping of this, Bucky Irving was in a boot at practice. And the Bucs are so banged up that Todd Bowles told us that he had to have a walkthrough because there were more players that couldn't practice than could practice. Not good. So we don't know the status of some of the corners. Ben Morrison, we're not sure about him. He'll probably be a game time decision. He had a hamstring injury, but Jacob Parrish is good to go. Jamel Dean, we're not sure about him. He also came off the field with a groin injury last week. So how the corners are sorted out is going to be kind of a big storyline to this game. The offensive line, this is really what has been hampering this Buccaneers team all year long. They have not been themselves offensively because they've had different offensive line combinations every single game. This will be actually the first game where they have the same guys back to back. We think. There may be some changes on the offensive line because of last week's debacle up front. And the right side, and also including Graham Barton, the center, did not play well. They all graded out very poorly on the PFF scale. They were not handling the twists and the stunts by the Eagles very well. And Seattle's going to look at that on tape, and they're going to do the same exact thing and challenge that side of the line. And I talked to Graham after the game, and he told me, I have to be better, took full responsibility for it, says I have to be better, getting those passes as they pass along guys, what they say when they stunt up front. And he's never worked with those guys before at the center position. Remember, Graham's been playing left tackle all year long until this game. So it's been a challenge for this offensive line. And third down percentage, which was number one in the league last year, has struggled. They were at 51% last year. They're at 37% this year. So obviously their drives aren't lasting as long. They're not scoring as many points. So how's that going to work up against this very good Seattle defense? Well, they've got to get better. Will there be some changes? Could we see Ben Chikumwa at right tackle? I would have to say maybe. I mean, he's very inexperienced, but he has a very, very high ceiling. And right now, I mean, Charlie Heck is not getting the job done. It was not good last week. He got beat every way you can get beat. And he had a big, huge ice pack on his knee after the game. So I think he's a little hobbled as well. So maybe we see some personnel changes. They'll keep that very close to the vest, obviously. Haggard played right guard. Wasn't a good game for him as well. So maybe we see some personnel changes. The Bucs are not going to tell us about that. But they've got to be better on the offensive line. Then to run the ball as well. The backs are averaging just 86 yards per game, well below what they did last year. So the running game has just not been as good because of these offensive line struggles. So this is going to be kind of a low-scoring game, I think. We'll get into that in a little bit. But the Bucs have got to find a way to run the ball better than they have been doing. Emeka Egbuka, talked to him this week, and he's going home, by the way. He's from that area, was a huge Mariners fan growing up. In fact, threw out a first pitch at a Mariners game, got to meet King Felix and all those Ichiro and all those guys. And, he's talking this week about, what a huge impression that made on him. And, it's becoming a professional athlete himself. He wants to do the same for kids as well and be out in the community. He was out in the community on Tuesday as well, reading to some kids in the schools. Great young man. So he's going home. Said his mom is rented out an entire section of seats. But he said, if you're going to get a free ticket, you have to wear Bucs gear. You cannot wear Seahawks gear. So it's going to be a bit of a homecoming for Emeka Egbuka. And he talked about how the Eagles corners really physicaled up on them. They were grabbing, clutching, holding all game long. And that particular officiating crew that we had last week, the Bucs had last week, doesn't call a lot of DPI. So the Eagles scouted it out, and they were very physical. And again, Seattle's going to see that on tape. Not sure who the group is this week, and all officiating crews call it differently. I don't know why, but they did. So will they be able to be as physical with the Bucs receivers this week? We'll see. But we know this, Emeka Egbuka is still a rookie. As good as he has been, he's learning on the fly. And he said, I've just got to learn to be more physical. And, if they're going to let us play, I got to be more physical and play and be physical, get off the jams and get away from guys. Maybe, do a little offensive pass interference of their own. They're not going to call it. So he's learning. And part of that learning process is learning what you can get away with in a particular game. Chris Godwin came back last week. It was great to see him back, but he's certainly not the Chris Godwin yet of old, right? He had 10 targets and only 3 catches, very unlike him. So he'll continue to get better and better and better. Mike Evans not playing this game. Again, going back to last year, the Bucs have not won a game when he does not play. So there's a lot that is not going in the Buccaneers' favor this weekend. Long trip to Seattle. They're very beat up. I would expect Bucky not to play. If I were the Bucs, I would leave him at home and avoid the long plane ride with the swelling in his ankle or foot, whatever. I think he's got a foot sprain. I'd leave him home and just let Rashad White, Sean Tucker, and Josh Williams do their thing. And they want to see some Josh Williams, and I think he might get some look as well. Those are 3 really, really good backs. So the Bucs will have to find a way to run the football and set up that play action and find a way to win a close game. Obviously, getting kicks blocked and turning the ball over last week against the Eagles is not a recipe to win a football game, especially against a team as good as Seattle. So they got to button those things up and they got to start faster. That is the mantra of the team this week. They've been outscored 34-14 in the first quarter. And in what I expect to be a low-scoring game, you cannot let Seattle get out to a 2-touchdown lead as the Eagles did last week. So should be a good one. Should be a very physical game. And we'll see if the Bucs can pull this one out, maybe steal another one. And overall, folks, if I'm a Bucs fan right now, you're just trying to get through this rough period. They've got a lot of players banged up. They're going to get some of them back. Geddeke's going to be back. J-Mac is going to be back. Jamel Dean, Benjamin Morrison, these guys on the defense, hopefully will get healthy and get better. Some of these younger players like Parrish and Elijah Roberts was really good. Elijah Simmons, the new guy they picked up, played really, really well. These young players are getting better. They're filling roles. So just, they may go 2-2 the next, may go 1-3 the next a few games. But as long as you can get to that stretch at the end where you got 6 really winnable games around 500, and that's when you're going to start getting healthier and get that offensive line back together, the Bucs will be fine. They've got to weather this storm. And if they can go to Seattle and steal this one and get to 4-1, they're in great, great position to get healthy and finish strong. So it's a marathon season, and this is a tough stretch for the Buccaneers. I frankly do not expect them to win this game, but it's not the end of the world to come back 3-2, but just keep working at it and getting healthier. They'll be fine by the end of the season. This has been your Buccaneer Blitz, brought to you by the great folks at Genesis of Tampa. Once again, coming up on Friday, Saturday, Sunday at Genesis of Tampa, just off of Bears and 275. They'll have the USF players there on Saturday signing autographs, some past players, some new players, and Friday, all special pricing, all kinds of cool stuff going on all weekend long at Genesis of Tampa. So go visit them. Also, don't go uncovered.com. That's a place to get your health insurance and perhaps finds a subsidy or discount. They will do all the work. You save all the money. So if you're looking to save some money on health insurance in the new open enrollment period, don't go uncovered.com is the website. Go there, get the phone number. I've used them for the past 5 years, and they've saved me thousands of dollars. That's don't go uncovered.com. So that's our Buccaneer Blitz. We will see you next time, and go Bucs.